name is Alinda, and I am going to give you a reading for Tuesday. I'm going to start with the chakra cards, because these are the ones that they pointed out to me today. I'm curious to see what they have to say about this week and what's going on for us energetically, what advice they have for us. And let's see, now, know that I shuffle before I even turn on the camera. And so this is just so that you know for sure they're not stacked up in any kind of special way. All right. Connections, insight, compassion, inspiration, love, guidance. Okay, let's start off and see what they've got to say about these things. Connection, and on the bottom of that card it says universal oneness, love, interconnection, and support. So the continuing on my reading from the other day, they're talking about connections between friends, loved ones, but also other connections, business connections, and new connections of people that you don't even know. And they're talking about that intensifying that feeling, or that knowing that we're all connected to each other. So the words on the other words on the card are talking about love and support, that universal oneness. So that intensifying the feeling to humanity of being part of each other and connected to each other. I think that's huge. It's hard to be anything but loving, kind, forgiving, gracious, and merciful to your fellow man if you feel connected to them and part of them. So they're saying that energetically, that is, kind of what is being put into the universe right now, put into the earth right now. I really like that. The next card is an insight, and it's a woman sitting in the lotus position, like she's meditating. But this isn't exclusive to women just because there's a woman on the card. It's just the image that's there. So, and in the center, in her torso, it's all lit up with that violet light. And they're talking, the words on the card are understanding, awakening, awareness, and self-evaluation. So, insight, they're talking about inside of ourselves, having sight, being able to see and understand and wake up and be aware. So a lot of people are going around and using the slang term stay woke. But it's hard to do that if you don't have insight inside of yourself. You don't have awareness and understanding, and if you're an awakening. But they're saying that they're giving that to us. They're helping us with that. There is more help than usual on the earth right now for it. And that this week in particular, if you will open yourself up and be available to it, insight is yours. And then the next one is compassion. And when I laid down the card, they were, Spirit was yelling to me, not yelling at me, but yelling. That's compassion for yourself. That's love for yourself. Because a lot of times we find ourselves that we're not merciful or gracious or compassionate to other people because we haven't practiced it to ourselves. We can only give to other people what we are willing to give to ourselves. And if you have to first practice it with yourself, and then you're able to share it with others. And a lot of times when it comes to compassion, we're stingy. We're stingy with ourselves, and we don't give ourselves a lot of compassion, and we're very hard on ourselves. And the Holy Spirit is really like kind of pushing on me and impressing on me. It's intense on me right now, that compassion, and allowing me to feel what that feels like so that I can stress it to you how much better that is. When you give yourself a break, when you give yourself compassion, how much easier it is to maneuver through the world. It just isn't necessary to be that hard on yourself. It's like we need to be truthful with ourselves so that we show improvement, and that we are moving to a better self. But that doesn't mean that we have to sit here and whip ourselves. There are certain orders of monks, and they practice that where they whip themselves. We don't need to do that. You're not that kind of monk. You haven't, that's not what you're here for. So give yourself a break and be compassionate to yourself, so then it can spread to other people. And that insight and connection, it'll all kind of flow together. We always are talking about we want peace on earth, but it's about practicing things with yourself in order to have that peace. Because we keep acting like it has to do with someone else or someone outside of ourselves. But if we are all actually truly connected, then we need to start with ourselves. We're the only ones we have control over. We don't have control over everyone else. And so if you want to have a peaceful world, then start with yourself. Be peaceful with yourself. All right, the next card is inspiration. And I absolutely love this card because it's what they're talking about. And this is a nice kind of a thing to be able to share. So when new ideas come to the earth, like for the airplane, the Wright brothers were just a little bit quicker than I believe the French inventors that also were inventing the same thing, the airplane also. So when the Holy Spirit brings in inspiration or an idea all over the earth, it's available to whoever has the antennas up to receive it and then act upon it. But what they're saying is that there's new inspiration, so new ideas, new ways of doing things, new ideas, new kind of businesses, new creations, new inventions are being downloaded to humanity right now. So whoever is open to that spark, to that to conceive these ideas, whoever is ready to take a hold of the impulse, it'll be available to you. So right now is a really good time to sit in this insight kind of position and take quiet time to be able to meditate. A lot of people, when I say meditate, they think that they have to do 5-6 hours of meditation. And again, I'm going to say we are not monks. We don't need to do that. Many times 5 or 10 minutes is enough to quiet your mind so that you could get the download of the inspiration. And I would say look all over this very YouTube, and there's meditations all over that are 5, 10, 15 minutes. And I would say do not sit around and meditate for more than 15 minutes.